Hello and welcome to Task and Tuz. I'm Luke Tasker and I'm joined by Andy Fantuz, my former teammate and current teammate off the field and in the airwaves, I guess, with the Ticats Audio Network. Andy, great to see you, man. We are sitting at the precipice of this last push for the regular season here, and the Ticats are coming off of a huge win. That was great to see. Great to join you and Louis B in the post game this week. Excited for the team to go to Edmonton. Which,
Yeah,
by the way, this year, we always had you and I had great games in Edmonton. I actually loved playing in that city. And we'll get into some of the best ones of that shortly here. But man, the Ticats are in my opinion sitting in an unbelievable place in the last month of the season here. Edmonton is similar to Ottawa, really dealing with some struggles, and again the phrase "keep a losing team losing" is big this week, and they kind of have everything in their own in the everything's for the taking in this last month. And you look at Montreal, for instance, and they have a different looking last 4 weeks of this season. They have Winnipeg twice, which is just brutal. And then, of course, Hamilton gets a chance to play Toronto again ahead. So exciting last month here, man.
yeah, teammates for life, brother. And what
Yeah.
what was that word you used there? Precipice?
Yeah. Did I botch that? I don't know. Precipice? I
No,
don't know.
what's the definition of that?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But yeah,
speaking of Edmonton,
it's exactly where you want to be, man. Like going into that last stretch and kind of controlling your own destiny. And yeah, if,
exactly.
if Montreal, beats Winnipeg twice, even if Hamilton wins out, then they kind of deserve first. But that's a tough road to climb. And yeah, playing in Edmonton was great. Like huge stadium, just the facilities there are incredible. I know it's not as new as it used to be, of course, but yeah, I played some regular season games there that had over 60,000 people.
Yeah.
So it was a great place to play.
It's amazing. Jeremiah last week was, I can't remember what the last thing was. Maybe it was 25 of 28 or something very impressive like that. He had an unbelievable completion percentage, which brings me to, of course, you'll remember the 23 straight completions by Jeremiah that year. And I think it was you and me, you and myself, and then Chad Owens. It was the year Chad Owens was with us as well, and like I think you and I both probably had 7 catches in that string of 23 straight completions and the greatest comeback in Ticats history. That was an awesome Edmonton game.
Yeah, we had some highlight reel catches too, both of us. And then I think we were outdone though by Chad's catch on
Yeah.
that 2-point conversion, that one-handed corner route, like
Oh, was
twisting.
that was a 2-point conversion, huh?
That was a 2-point conversion, yeah.
Wow.
But we had I had one of the classic Tasker like fades where I completely twisted all the way around and caught it over the outside
Yeah.
shoulder, and
You had
another
two
one that
touchdowns, right?
2 touchdowns. Yeah, I punted one with my left foot and one with my right foot. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
right up to
Oh
the
yeah.
scoreboard, right up into
I
the suites.
I don't think I had a touchdown that game, but I remember I had like 10 or 11 catches or something like that. And Jeremiah, I remember running like a dig escape, and like my defender was like turning around, twisting everywhere, and slowly just put one right. Like it was so sweet, man. Like that kind of drive, like we were just like left and right. It's like you couldn't go wrong. And for what you and I have been talking about all year, just taking what you can get sometimes on little Oscar routes, little option routes. That game was, man, we were just all over the place. 5 yards or 50 yards, we were catching everything.
Yeah, that was such a fun game to be a part of, and those games always are. I remember we went straight to the airport after, uh, and the ownership was so happy. Like we went to
Yeah.
that restaurant in the airport, and Scott bought everyone's bill, uh, and I was like, this is a fun little experience. But
I
Mazzoli was just out of control that game.
oh,
He couldn't miss, and
amazing.
whether we were open or contested. Sometimes receivers got to make plays too, and everybody was just on fire that game.
Yeah, we were doing it. It's awesome that was not that it broke those both records, the consecutive completions with Jeremiah, and then also the biggest Ticat comeback. I think it was like 5th in the CFL for greatest comebacks, but still, I mean, just an awesome memory in Edmonton. And Edmonton was by no means, a bad team that year. It was just awesome to go out west and win like that. That was one of the highlights of my career for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But yeah, we're coming into that final stretch, and another exciting day on the weekend coming up here. And too bad we didn't have a game with a bunch of costumes, but we had some fun Halloween parties and games in our day, didn't we?
Oh, this is we're entering one of your favorite times of year right now. Not only the playoffs, but Andy Fantuz is a Halloween, I don't know, connoisseur, expert, or I don't know what the term is, but but yeah, you always were the driving force behind the Halloween spirit in the Ticats locker room for sure. Well, you and Dave Stala, because I remember I was only fortunate enough to play 1 year with Stala, but I've heard many stories of the costumes he would come into the facilities with, clowns and all the rest, painted face and everything. But every year you were throwing Halloween parties. It was awesome.
Yeah, they before my time with the Cats, they had a big Halloween party with a costume contest, and I remember Dave had he dressed up as a statue the 1 year and was completely painted with a box around his feet and just gold with a bat, and he just stood still and epic costume. But yeah, I had some good ones in my day. I remember when you and Jenna came to my house, Star Trooper
Yeah.
and Princess Layla.
Oh yeah, Stormtrooper and Leia. That was a good one. The last year, let's see. Oh, jeez, I can't remember what season it was to be. 2018, whatever, 2017. But you hosted that big party at like one of the houses with all the rookies in like Hamilton, in downtown Hamilton. It was effectively like a frat house, but I was a Harlem Globetrotter, and then Jenna was a referee with like her pregnant belly was the basketball. I think you were Thor that year. I want to say
I was He-Man, and She-Ra.
He-Man. There it is. Yeah,
For that one,
Amanda,
it was
yeah. There you go.
that was a great party. We decked out the whole frat house, and it was
Yeah.
basically just an empty canvas, right? And so we had
Oh,
decorations everywhere. We had DJ, fog machines, uh,
awesome.
all that, and then at the one at the house, I was Scarecrow and Amanda was Dorothy. And remember Zach came as a yellow crayon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody
And,
was somebody was a minion there too. Maybe it was Nicole or something like that.
yeah,
But that's great, man. That's the kind of stuff that like it sticks with you forever. Like honestly, those kind of team bonding moments, like that was part of your leadership as a player. Is just that, man. We always liked like that's part of the CFL, man. I just the away games, the parties and the camaraderie. That's just what made such a memorable career for me. It was great. You know who else is Bakari Grant? I feel like Bakari. I want to say I saw him like candy cane tape his like legs or something like that on Halloween, like at practice, like on the field, like like some kind of like I don't know, some Halloween tape job on his helmet or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but he certainly got into the spirit as well.
yeah, he sure did. Remember when you and Bakari used to tape your shoes, like and make them look like like sneakers, like football
So
or
the best one
Jordan
is
thing?
2014 Grey Cup when we were, I don't know why we did this, or wherever we had to bus to practice for the Grey Cup in, I think it was Vancouver, or it might be the 2013 Grey Cup. Now I'm remembering but Bakari Grant taped his cleats like so perfectly. Like, I mean, he took the entire bus ride to do this, and he made his football cleats look like they were Jordan slides, like Jordan flip flops. And I remember he got out of the bus and went up to Coach Austin and said, "Coach, I'm so sorry. I forgot my cleats." Ken Austin, like classic Ken, goes, "Ah, Bakari, you can't forget your cleats." So he's so upset, so mad. He's thinking he's gonna have to send Drew back to the locker room at the hotel to get the. And Bakari's like, "Coach, I'm just kidding. I taped them."
Yeah,
That's
that was
great stuff.
that was Saskatchewan because we had to bus out to Moose Jaw for that indoor facility.
Oh, that's
And
true. Yeah, Moose
it was
Jaw.
like
Yeah.
minus 35 all week long,
Frostbite.
and
Yeah.
so we had to get at least one offensive practice in.
That's great stuff, man. Tuz, I'm thinking last week we did a little coach rundown. Okay, we talked through Coach and Tommy, or Tommy and Coach O, and you and I have an interesting span of years in the CFL. We sort of, in my opinion, and this is debatable, but I think that our two careers combined conjoined what is like old school CFL football, the days of, well, the old school football, and into this new era when we both kind of came into the Tim Hortons field and the new. We have played with a lot of characters and a lot of great teammates and a lot of funny stories. This Halloween brings up some, but give me a good one. Give Ticat fans a good one of your career, of your young days, a good player story.
Okay, yeah, I got a great one. So you talked about old school. So the days before social media,
Yeah,
a guy
exactly.
named Scott Schultz. He's a Plaza of Honor member for the Saskatchewan Roughriders,
Yeah.
defensive tackle. Just a hilarious guy all around. Vocal. And anyway, he was the joker in the locker room, and we had a we had a ping pong table right in the locker room that year, and we had a big tournament set up, and even the coaches were in it. So Danny Barrett was one of the highest ranked ping pong players, and so was Richie Hall, who is still coaching in the league. He's he's the DC in Winnipeg there, and so we went through this tournament, and I ended up playing Coach Danny Barrett in the semifinals, and Richie Hall was playing Scotty Gordon, who was the number one ranked player in the team. And anyway, Scotty won, and I won. And so we're going to the finals, and it was the next morning before practice. So everybody's huddled around, and there was one person like with an old school camera from like the media office that was actually videoing it. But everyone's huddled around the table, and we're going at the ping pong. And then out of nowhere comes this 300, like Scott Schultz. He's 300 pounds. He's bald. He's, got a big frame, obviously. And he just comes out and he starts streaking around the locker room, completely butt naked. And, and everybody's going crazy. He's like trying to hug us, hug me and Scotty, the players. And we're just like, get out of here. And it was all on like this, not today's day and age, like
Yeah, of
Snapchat or
course.
anything. It was on camera.
Yep.
And oh, it was just like one of those things that you'll never forget, right? And I think you can't do things like that anymore in today's day and age.
Man, that's just so classic. We we maybe we'll do a weekly update with a good player story from both of our times, because that's just the most memorable stuff of a career, is these guys who just make a team what a team is. But that's great, because you brought the ping pong tradition to Hamilton, and the man, the year where we had the most sort of activity in the ping pong tournament, that the whistle would blow after practice, and like it would be like you and me and like I want to say Kerry Koch was there, Matt Coates. We'd be like, guys, we gotta go. We gotta get to the ping pong table before anybody else gets to the table. It's like a race after practice to get first name on the list for ping pong. But that's the best stuff, man. That's when a team's at its finest, is when you're racing off of the field to and just keep
Yeah.
getting better all around. Yeah, ping pong
We
and
had a
football.
leaderboard that year with like
Oh yeah.
32 players, and some players got relegated off of the rankings because coaches and staff were part of it too.
Ah, true,
So
true.
you can move up as many as 3 ranks by winning one game, or down as many as 3.
Oh,
And like you had to play someone within like 5 ranks of you. So that was pretty epic that year. We had some good players, and it's a good workout, and it's great for your hand-eye coordination,
oh yeah.
and warming up for like a work, like to go and train after. You can just play 15 minutes of ping pong, and your body's definitely warm and ready to go.
100%.
So,
You and I had some unbelievable ping pong matches. Like I had to be, if I had a chance to beat you, I needed to be like already in a full sweat, stretched, like warmed up, because I had to play with like all my athleticism because of just that vicious backhand of Andy Fantuz. But well, good stuff, man. The we'll go back to this weekly, because this is fun material. But let's call it. Let's get ready for the game this weekend. Ticat fans, if you're willing to stay up this late, we'll see you at the in the midnight hours on Friday for the Ticats out in Edmonton. So, Tuz, looking forward to seeing you for the broadcast, and have a good one, brother.
see you, Task.